LG OLED G2 unboxing. It's a 65-inch model. Check the timestamp below because I'll put in dimensions and so on. I'm also going to wall mount it there, but I should put that in a separate video to keep it short. Just going to open the top of the box to get the heavy stuff out. Okay, so top of the box we can see we've got the wall mount bracket included. And I think down there, instruction book and remote back. Wall mount bracket. Instruction book and remote back. Pull it out the top. Box off. Pull it out. That's the TV from the back and from the top down. Instruction book and remote back. And we've got IR sensors there. Whether we're controlling Blu-ray players, PVRs or other devices, connect those to the TV. Place the IR buds in front of the device to be controlled. Which are those there, and that 3.5mm jack connection. Paperwork there, energy ratings and so on. Handling the TV, so that's the quick setup guide. Some other bits and bobs, instructions, safety and regulatory. And registering the TV. Magic remote, we'll get a close-up of this. And AA batteries there for the magic remote. Looking at the magic remote, we've got power on and off at the top, channel numbers, guide button, audio description or subtitles, volume up and down, channels up and down, source or input button, home button, voice command button there to activate the microphone in the remote, back button, shortcut to the settings, colour buttons for different apps and media playbacks. Then we've got shortcuts to Netflix, Prime Video, Disney, Rakuten, Google and Alexa. Flip it over, AA batteries into the back. Oh. Quick look at the quick setup guide, some instructions on handling the screen, and obviously reading before we unbox it all. What's included in the box itself. Unpacking from the box, too easy to lift it out, lay it on a large flat surface. I'm actually going to do my wall mount stood up in the box. A little bit there about the cable guides down the back of the TV. Routing your wires around the back for the connections to the TV. Flipping it over there, connections on the TV and what we can connect to them. Putting your batteries in that magic remote and turning it on or repairing, should be automatically paired to the TV. If it's not, quick process there to repair the remote. Look in here, if it helps anybody, there's key dimensions as well for the OLED 55G2 and OLED 65G2. Quick bit there, if we're not using the supplied wall mount, we can also use the VESA mount pattern there to attach our own wall mount bracket. Onto the supplied LG wall bracket. I will do a separate video just about the wall mount itself and wall mounting the G2 OLED. But there, we've got some of the included fixings. Don't know if I'll use them or not myself. I may use my own, but whatever. If you don't use them, use the correct fixings for your type of wall. Not sure what they are, but I'll soon find out. Wall mount template. Some instructions there about that wall bracket and mounting it. So you can see we mount it to the wall, it will pull away so we can get cables in and out as we please. Also makes it easier to mount because we can extend the bracket out, hook the TV on, push it back flat. It shows you there, put some gloves on, especially I suppose if there's no screen protector on the TV so we don't get grease all over it. What's included in the box. Moving down, that is the bracket itself and some of the drill bits you'll need for those fixings. The bracket also gives us these stickers here, so we can put stickers on the bracket and on the TV, and it will show us on the TV where the guide bolts are going to locate onto the bracket. Whether we need to do that or not, I may do it differently. And also there is that massive template, we'll have a look at that in a second. I'm probably not going to use that. I'm going to attach the bracket, measure from the bracket to the top of where I want my TV and work it out myself. Box included inside which we can fold out and wedge between the bracket there to keep the bracket out while we hook the TV on. Safety clips there which we can release. So once the TV's hooked down, we can click those brackets back and TV can't be lifted off. We want to lift it off, release those brackets, we can then lift it off. Guiding our cables down these cable guides here, so when we've got it laid down, I mean mine's going to be different because I've already got the cables coming out of the wall, so I'll have to pull the TV out, guide my cables down as it's on the wall. But if you're going to have your cables coming down the wall and trunking or something, I suppose you can lay the TV flat and guide them down. Okay, so that's putting those stickers there above the guide, above the anchor bolts on the TV, just so we can locate onto the bracket. It gives us a bit of an indication where they are in relation to the slots on the bracket, and that shows that there. Also, so hooking it on and removing that box, getting the template off the wall, and the template is massive because it covers up to an 83-inch TV. And on the back, same thing there, just about guiding the cables and so on. Warranty card. So the guide stickers that we put on the TV and the bracket. Bolts. This is the box we should fold up. So it's got some lines, don't know how well they show up, but we can fold this box here. Push the tabs. Okay, so this box we can then wedge in between the bracket to keep it extended out. Put that to the side for now. That is the bracket itself. So it should extend out and click back when the TV's on, he says. Okay. So kind of similar concept to the Samsung no gap or slim fit wall mount. It's got a magnet here, so it should click back. So this part here attached to the wall. We've got these lugs here where the TV is going to slot down into. These are the release clips. So once we've slotted the TV down into it, we can click it back up there just so it doesn't get pulled off accidentally, I suppose. And when we're all done, that should push back flat and click like so. That's the huge template included, 55, 65, 77 and 83. I'm not using it myself. Like I say, I'm going to put the bracket on the back, work it out for myself. Quick look at the dimensions. Obviously 65-inch model, designed really as wall mount only. Although it does have a VESA bolt pattern, so you can actually get a universal pedestal stand and mount it to the VESA pattern there. Anyway, width-wise, across 144 centimeters or 56 3/4 inches. From the bottom to the top, 82 centimeters or 32 1/4 inches. Thickness-wise, it is the 65-inch model, it's 24mm thick. Also, if we're not using this part here, it's for the included wall mount that comes with it. If we're not using that, putting it on an arm bracket or whatever, it has got a 300mm by 300mm VESA pattern, M6 bolts. Quick look at the back of the TV. Obviously we can see there where the included wall bracket fixes. Also we've got that 300mm VESA pattern there for other wall mounts or universal wall mounts to fit. Cable guides here, guide our cables down neatly and out, even though mine are coming out the wall around here somewhere, so don't know how that's going to affect it yet, but I'm going to zoom in close just to have a quick look at the connections as well. Going up into the bottom of the TV there, we've got satellite in, antenna cable, so that's our aerial input in, digital optical audio out, wired internet or LAN, HDMI's 4 and 3 at 4K 120Hz, USB 3 and USB 2 there. Looking at it at the side, we've got HDMI 2 and HDMI 1, both at 4K 120 as well. HDMI 2 being an enhanced audio return channel. Another USB marked number 1, CI+, and that common interface slot there. Nice immaculate screen underneath, I hope. All on the wall now. That's on a separate video, otherwise it's too long. Got it wired to aerial, wired internet, PlayStation and my Denon AV receiver. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go step by step and set it up via the TV through the TV remote instead of mobile device. English UK. Detected my wired internet and my network. Okay, terms and conditions. Scroll to the bottom if it lets me. So I'm just going to select all for now and I can adjust that later. And agree. So it's not picked on my PS5 yet. Might have to do something for that. And it says Denon soundbar, it's an AV receiver, but close enough. The way I'm watching TV is just TV only. I don't have a set-top box anymore. Pop my postcode in. Next. So on a stand or wall mounted for sound optimization, I'm going wall mounted. So for TV speakers actually that does sound quite good. So what it's there, it's like the intelligent mode from Samsung where it will optimize the picture and sound according to the source content. I'm going to leave it off for the moment for my demo. And always ready to provide optimised wallpaper. I'm not going to switch that on when it's turned off or on it off, especially in the UK with all our cost of electricity. And program tuning next, so that's going to tune in channels from my antenna. If you've got satellite or cable, obviously select those as well. And digital only search. Now I'll pause it and I'll come back in 5 minutes when it's finished tuning. Okay, it's finished tuning, so it gives me a region select. It's where my aerial is facing, which for me is Yorkshire. And done. So I'm going to skip that for now because I don't actually have an LG account, but another time I'll do it. and we can select apps there that we're going to pre-install and use. So I'm going to go for myself, iPlayer, Prime. Ugh, not bothered about that yet. And Now TV for my football. Okay, just going to try out the demo content to start with before I do any eco settings, because I'll revert back if I do them afterwards. And I have to remember how to do it. Settings. So, picture mode is on equal, whatever. General.
With new elections now
Is it devices, TV management,
major decisions
and store mode,
including sorting out
yes,
NHS waiting
the
lists.
home menu, across to media player, and it should be none of that, samples.
Politicians who were elected only 5 months ago haven't had the opportunity to spend much time in the Assembly chamber. Now they're leaving it for the last time before the midnight deadline. It's likely that before Christmas,
now just going to switch off the eco mode and put it on standard picture and so on.
Scrapped.
Picture
In Belfast city
standard.
centre, people don't seem to like the idea of going to the polls in December.
Waste of time.
Costs. She's largely lost faith in Northern Ireland's politics as another campaign comes closer.
To be brutally honest, I won't open
Energy
the door
saving,
because it's an absolute
turn
farce.
off.
I'm sick and tired of the same thing over
Okay.
and over again. Absolutely nothing changes, and
What
yet
else
again,
is
it's
the
just in
TV
Northern
auto
Ireland.
power off? I'm actually going to
Personally,
switch up to
I'm
2 hours in my own house because
We're
people tend to leave the
down
TV running and go
you know,
out.
having an election for what I come.
So
There's
any
no sign
inactivity
of
from
any
the remote,
last-minute
it will
change of
automatically switch
direction.
off after 2
It's almost
hours.
inevitable that as autumn turns into winter,
Reporting on the latest
That'll do there for now.
That's
So
all.
that's a quick look at
Westminster.
the news
Talk
on
to
BBC
Ione Wells, our
HD.
political correspondent. Ione, all the talk, of course, about the protocol. The unionists want the protocol to be changed. Is there any prospect of that happening?
That's right, Hugh. Rishi Sunak has urged the DUP to return to the government instalment, with number 10 saying that the people of Northern Ireland deserve a functioning
Just as a
government.
comparison,
The
I'll go to
reason
standard
is
def
issues over
BBC
this
One.
keeping Northern Ireland in the EU single market. The question is, will any of those issues be resolved? Now, the key demand from the UK side is they
And
want
then
a
back to
loosening
HD.
of checks on goods travelling. So want changes to things like tax arrangements and government support for businesses in Northern Ireland to bring that more in line with ones in Great Britain. Now, the Foreign Secretary, James Cleverly, today spoke to his EU counterparts. They will continue talking, but if those talks fail, there is a new law passing through the Westminster Parliament here, which would allow essentially ministers to override key parts.
Ione, thanks very much again for the latest thoughts there at Westminster. Ione Wells. Now, the oil giant Shell has paid nothing in windfall tax in the UK, despite making global profits of nearly £26 billion so far this year. Rishi Sunak, who of course took over as Prime Minister on Tuesday, had introduced the energy profits levy.
Okay, gonna go to YouTube, try a couple of my own demos out. If we can hear a screeching noise there. That's actually the TV for some reason, so I'll keep my eye on that 'cause it sounds a bit dodgy. We know about YouTube pre-installed. Okay, YouTube is not pre-installed, so I've gone to apps, click on YouTube and install. Yes. And it tells me I have to log in. So back in 5 minutes, I'll just make an account and log in, annoyingly. Okay, so after an extremely painful experience making an LG account, just so I can put YouTube on it, I'm going to launch a demo video from YouTube, see what it's like. Okay, so let's try something.
We come to two teams, Manchester United against Inter in the International Champions Cup. Manchester United face Inter Milan to Pogba. Sure, they're encouraging him to shoot, and he will have a goal. Pogba does get it back. Rashford, Pogba, what's he going to do? I don't know how we got that far, to be honest. Oh, here come United, Shaw. Bring it ball into the middle, nearly finds Rashford, just a little touch. Took it behind England, it finished level on points with third place Atalanta in Serie A last season, Inter. Brozovic. Swept deep, and this was by the high there. it goes towards Beanie. Saka was back there, I think, to head that away. Pogba back towards his own goal, and Saka up for it. Pogba's up as well. He leaves it brilliant, Donny. Lingard with the line. Brilliant still for Pogba. Where's he going? Wonderful. Why not? Good save from Handanovic. He's right. Shaw. Did well, but I thought he was exiled from the team. Saka chopped down Riley into the penalty area.
Milan just floating this in now, I expect.
Young towards that corner, Handanovic forced into a save. Another marvellous moment for the teenager who's making a name for himself. Manchester United lead the game with 15 minutes to go. What a wonderful finish.
So much talk coming out of Old Trafford about the quality of this young man. Not just from his youth coaches.
That's it. Manchester United get the win. And this man has done it again. Mason Greenwood with the winning goal.
Good Maverick trailer. So, quick look across the home screen to start with. So, Now TV, Netflix, iPlayer, ITV, All 4, My5, Prime Video, Rakuten, Disney, Apple TV, Sky Store, BBC Sounds, apps, Sports Alert and so on, media player, web browser, connect your Bluetooth keyboard, Alexa, Google Assistant, YouTube.
You've got me confused with someone else.
Triggered my Alexa in the background. And you can edit that to make the list your own. Bit of what's trending up above and so on. Free TV channels on LG, bit like Samsung TV Plus. What's on recently, my account sign in at the top. Home dashboard things there. You can use your Apple AirPlay, screen mirroring and so on direct from your phone. I think you can cast your Android phones as well. Media servers, what speaker you're using. So I've got an AV receiver which I shall use later when I'm not doing a demo. What's on live TV, sports alerts, Live's Good Hub, popular games, now streaming, so stuff from iPlayer, BBC iPlayer and whatever across the top and an editor's pick. So first impressions all in all, bit disappointing really. Picture's good on it, sounds alright as well. Frustrating having to create an LG account just to get YouTube on it. It took forever to get the LG account signed up because it wasn't knocking the verification emails through. Then when it did, it kept having errors through the web browser on my phone just to make that account so I could sign in. Also, anytime I'm on a bright thing and the TV's quiet, I can hear a whining coming from it. I don't know if it's like that on all of them, but it definitely is on this one. So it does put me off. Freeview HD, loads better on the Samsung, I think. It seemed to be on my old TV. This, not great to be honest. It's all right, it's acceptable. 4K stuff looks stunning, and I'm sure Netflix and so on will look stunning as well, but not massively impressed with it. Obviously, the backlighting's the big thing for this because it's an OLED. The black stuff is just black, but we'll see how we get on with it. And that is it for now. Goodish.